Hello, hello everybody. Hello, welcome back to those of you who have been here before, and welcome to all the newcomers. This is Mike, as you can see from Mike's Magic Resto Detailing and Paint Enhancement, here in finally a pretty nice sunny day in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Darn all this rain. Hey, I just thought I'd do kind of a quick one. I haven't done many videos lately. My last car, the customer requested no videos, no photographs be posted, nothing like that. So I honored that. I get it. But in case some of you weren't here before, got my towel here. I got some dust. That was a bug. This car has been here before. Some of you have seen it before. It was here the first time for paint correction, deep paint correction. It was really scratched all to pieces. Somebody kept washing it that didn't know what they were doing and just scratched the heck out of it. The previous owner, not this owner. This is a 1997 Dodge Viper. See it down there? GTS, and it's called a Sparkle Edition. I believe that refers to the paint. I believe so. One of 7 made, and I read an article that said like 4 or 5 of those have been wrecked, and they rarely repair these because it's so expensive. These are handmade cars. The parts are not readily available. And it's not metal, so you can't really do body work on it, I don't guess. To replace the headlights is $10,000 plus. Holy smokes. Can you imagine if you just had a relatively minor front end collision? That would be $10,000-$20,000 just for the headlights, not to mention any damage down here, and then the repaint, the restriping. All that'd be prohibitive. But the first time it was here, I ceramic coated the car, all except for the hood, because he was going to take it to the paint shop, or the lady, as I understand it, came to him, and he wanted to have these painted on. These are hand painted, folks. There's one on the other side just like it, and he had to order. There was a badge missing down there, and he had to order that. It took some time for that to come in, and he wanted to put that on and have this painted on. And if I had ceramic coated it, this paint would not have stuck, and neither would the new badge without removing the coating. And you can't just remove it from one little area and then recoat that. No, you can't do that. So the easier thing to do was just wait till he brought it back and just ceramic coat the entire hood. And these fins down here I coated, and that piece up in there. Now next I'm going to pull it outside so I can open these doors and ceramic coat that piece down there. And so I need to be able to lift the hood up to do that. I had it up, but when it up in the air, I couldn't reach over there and couldn't really see well what I was doing, so I had to partially close it so that I could do all that. And he wants the glass ceramic coated. Those are just smudges where I was propping my hand on it while I was working over here. Not a big deal. So I'm going to ceramic coat the glass as well. I'm going to go back and ceramic coat this piano black, which is very fragile. I think it needs the protection, and I double checked with the manufacturers, everybody I could think of, painters, and it's okay to ceramic coat these. Sometimes you have to be careful what you try to apply ceramic coating to, because sometimes it won't work on certain surfaces. And I'm told the same coating that I put on the car would also work on the glass. Now I've tried that before, and it will work, but it's extremely difficult to wipe off, as they say, and get it just right so that it shines like that does. Glass is not the same surface as that. That's clear coated, which is basically a plastic, and this is glass too, and it's engineered for that, not for this. But I do have a coating just for glass that is engineered for that, so that's what I'm going to put on the glass. And he also wants me to do some interior work, just in a couple spots. So, but I tell you what, this new coating that DPC come out with is amazing. Ooh-wee. Folks, that is I just don't know how you could get any more shine and gloss out of that. I just don't know that you could. And I'd say the paint, I corrected it up to what I call about the 98% perfection scale to preserve as much clear coat as absolutely possible. This is a 6-figure plus car, folks. Extremely, extremely rare. And this same customer also has a yellow one, among other classic cars and collectibles. Yeah, he had that painted on, y'all. That looks pretty neat. Some lady, hey, Mr. Joseph, some lady came down to his shop and hand painted those, John. They're not decals, they're not stickers. That's hand-painted artwork. You know, it's not to my taste, but hey, whatever. You know, it still looks pretty cool. I think it would look better like on a Cobra Mustang or something. What do y'all think? I don't know. Whatever. It's cool. And it's hand-done artwork. That's not bad. That's not bad. And the other problem I had, you guys, was that he drove it down here from his house, which is about an hour away. I forget how many miles it is. Somewhere in that trip, and I didn't notice it till after I was rinseless washing it, and I had my headlamp inspection light on, and I noticed there were little pinpricks of white paint all over the hood. Of course, it's gone now. I could not chemically remove it. It would not, nothing worked. So what I had to do, and it wasn't like, the whole hood wasn't like covered. It was just like here, here, there might be 2, 3 there. They were like little pinpricks, Miss Linda. And I thought at first it might be road paint. I still don't know for sure what it was, but I've been working on it. If y'all can see those little, there's some of it right there that landed on this gasket. I'm gonna have to get that off before I give this car back to him. But it was about that same pattern over the whole entire hood. Now I've smoked over some of the rest of the car, and I did find a couple little pricks of it here and there. But since this is coated, ceramic coated, I was able to just take a pretty strong cleaner, and I was just able to chemically remove it, as they call it. That I had to clay bar, and then of course I had to buff it again, because clay bar leaves some slight marring, even the mild. I used a mild grade of clay bar, Miss Linda, to get that paint off of there. And then of course I had to buff that entire hood all over again. Oh my goodness. And then I paint prepped it about 3 times before I applied the coating. And I've been waiting for it to dry, you know, get pretty dry, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to back it up a little bit so that I can get these doors open and get to my interior work. I'm going to wait and do the glass last so that I don't accidentally get any moisture on my coating. The longer you can wait till it gets wet, the better off you are. And generally, most coatings, the directions say don't let it get wet for about 6 hours. And I've got my stopwatch running. And you shouldn't wash it or anything for like a minimum of 6 or 7 days. And there again, if you can wait longer, it's better. It takes a while for that ceramic coating to fully cure. Yeah, it'll cure so you can touch it in a short period of time, but isn't this nice, Linda? Of course, I think you saw the videos when I had it here the first time, but that ceramic coating that was on the rest of this car, folks, kept that paint, whatever kind of paint it was. First I thought it was road paint, but it was just little dots. So it wasn't like it's slung up on the car and then, you know, because a lot of times when you do that, you'll have a dot and then you'll have a little trail, you know, just a little trail behind the dot from the wind and all that kind of stuff, or when it impacts the paint, it slides a little bit. But that wasn't the case here. They were just like little pin pricks. You know, I mean, seriously, about like if you dotted it on with a toothpick. It's still very mysterious. Now, I've talked to some other people, and they tell me it could have been any number of things, but what they tell me is that if you drive by something that's being painted outside, or the outside of a building or something, and the least little breeze can take those little bitty particles of paint that are aerized, you know, and just a little bit of a breeze can lift them up in the air, and then they can drop down and they'll spread out, they tell me, kind of like a mushroom cloud, barely visible, sometimes not even really visible to the naked eye. And if they go over the roadway and they settle down, they can settle on your car. And the painter I talked to said that he suspects that is what happened here. Because at first I thought maybe somebody had run through some road paint where we've had all this rain and slung it up in the air. And then as it came, as like Mr. Terry was sitting at a stoplight or a red light or something, it came down and landed. And that's why we didn't have the little trails. But he said he suspected the other thing happened. Although either is possible and any other number of things is possible. But I've chemically removed all the paint, which was relatively easy to do over the rest of the car. Getting it off the hood was more difficult because, as I told you, that's why it's back down here to get the hood ceramic coated. So that wasn't coated, so I ended up having to clay bar it and buff it. And then paint prep before I could even begin to put the coating on there. But it's on there now, so all's good. So I got a ceramic coat the glass for him, and then he wants some interior work done. And that'll be that. The mysteries of the day. I see a smudge right there. Looks like where somebody just put their hand down. I don't know. Oh, I'm too picky. Sauce pipes. The V10, I think it is, Linda. I think one of my videos I say it's V12. I think it's a V10. I'm not sure. But it's a big motor in there. I think he said it takes like 12 quarts of oil or some ridiculous thing like that. That'd be one heck of an oil change. 12 quarts? Holy mackerel. I even ceramic coated inside these fender wells, Miss Linda, little flat spots like that, all down there, all down in there. I think at some point he may have me ceramic coat these wheels, because you can do that. My wheels have been ceramic coated on my car. I tell you what, it makes it so much easier to clean a car that's been coated. I'm telling you what. And just like that paint that landed here on the parts that were ceramic coated, so much easier to take off than it was on the hood that was not ceramic coated. Made a huge difference in cleaning that stuff up. And that would apply to mud, dirt, transmission fluid, all that stuff that gets on the roadway and gets slung out and up on you, especially when you're driving in the rain. Of course, this car has never been driven in the rain or on a wet road. So, but anyway, even just dust and slight stuff that like he might pick up between here and the way home, maybe little bugs on the front end or something like that. You know, anytime you drive down the road, you're going to pick up stuff, no matter what you do. But this ceramic coating, just a little misting of rinseless wash, take your microfiber towel and just slowly wipe it down, and then use a drying towel to just get rid of any streaking that might be left, and you're done. No buckets, no soap and water, no sponges, no hose, none of that stuff. And most of the time, Linda, that's what my car gets. Just a rinseless wash right here in the garage, especially in the winter time. You know, I try to keep it relatively clean. It's a little dirty right now, Miss Linda. I mean, that car hadn't been washed in a month. Still looks pretty good, at least from back here. If you get up close, you can see some dusting and stuff like that. But a 35 minute rinseless wash, I'll use the kind that leaves behind some protection to add to the ceramic coating that's on there. It'll do that just as a little bit of added assistance. Keep the ceramic coated refreshed. If you do it too many times like that, it'll clog your coating and then you have to unclog it. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, man. Well, I'm going to get back to work now, Miss Linda. I appreciate you dropping by and visiting with me. Have a great day. Don't forget to like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, all that internet stuff. The experts tell me I should say that. I don't know. So I say it. What the heck? I'm not sure what all that stuff does for you, but they say it does help you. And if anybody gets a chance, I would really appreciate a positive review on Nextdoor or Facebook. I seem to get people inquiring from Nextdoor a lot. I don't know why. I have a Google listing. There's a couple of reviews on there, not many. I don't worry about it too much. But if anybody has time, I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Miss Linda. Hey, Miss Candy, you got on just as I'm leaving. Okay. Thanks, y'all. I'm getting back to it now.